Hey everyone, Amanda Hyde-Pierce here at Thrive OBM Academy, and today I'm thrilled because I have the wonderful Ruth Dietrich here with me. Ruth is a past student, a graduate of Thrive OBM Academy, so she is a certified OBM, and I can't wait for you to hear from Ruth. So let's get to it. Let me see. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Ruth. Good to
Hi,
see
Amanda.
you. How about you tell us a bit about your background? Were you always in the online business world, or did you come in with a different experience? How about we start there?
Yeah, sure. So my background is actually luxury hotels. I was in hotel management for 20 plus years, and then the wonderful COVID hit and I got made redundant because obviously they closed all the hotels. So having done that for 20 plus years, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because I know nothing but hotels. And then I was fortunate enough to be asked by a few businesses to come in and help them during COVID, doing admin stuff, things like that. And I thought, oh, okay, great. Yeah, I can use my skills to do things like that, and kind of fell into virtual assistants. I never heard of it, but kind of all of a sudden was like, oh, yes, I must be a virtual assistant. But then realized that actually, I gathered a few businesses and was doing virtual assistant for them. But then, because my background was in management, I realized that actually I was becoming more of a manager in their businesses. And I kind of thought, I'm more than a virtual assistant, but I don't know what to call myself. And then I went networking, and I bumped into another certified online business manager, Shelley, and I was talking about how I was feeling, and she said, "Oh, have you heard of a certified online business management course?" And I was like, "No, never heard of it," and I didn't even know that online business management was a thing at the time. So she said, "Go have a look at it. I did it. It's fantastic. You know, I recommend it." So I went and looked it up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, no, this is definitely more down my path kind of thing. I'm definitely more of an online business manager than a virtual assistant. So this is where I need to go." But it's difficult, isn't it? Because you don't know what you don't know. And despite having done management for 20 plus years, I kind of just didn't really feel comfortable in the doing management in the online space. So, I met with Shelley again, and we chatted through my concerns. And then she said, listen, chat to Amanda, see what Amanda has to say about the course. So I did. We had a little chat, which was fantastic. And then I think I booked that night. It was just, it was just felt so right for me to do, because that's the space where I really was, and I just needed to have that solidified really in a course, or to kind of direct me down the right path kind of thing. So yeah, that's kind of my background and where I ended up, you know, finding you guys. Yeah,
Yeah, with me.
finding you guys.
With me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said so many things there that, really very much a shared experience. I'd never heard of virtual assistant. I stumbled into it as well. And then I had never heard of OBMs or online business management. But when I learned about it from another OBM in the certified OBM here in the UK, it was like, oh my gosh, this aligns more with my knowledge and experience. This, and yeah, for me, I jumped on a call as well. But it's just lovely to hear another person say, yes, I had contact with a certified OBM in the UK. I do get asked, oh, is this just a program for the US? Absolutely not. And you mentioned COVID there as well. Since COVID, big changes all around the world. COVID for a lot of it was a horrendous, such a sad, terrible time. Out
Yeah.
of it come little glimmers of hope, little glimmers of change for the better in many ways. And
Hmm.
parts of that is people around the world are working from home. Even if they are in a corporate experience, they get that, it's been more acceptable to work from home. And now it's also become more acceptable and more recognized that, hey, people with admin skills can help with, can have their own business as well. And actually, there's people out there like with you and me who have next level skills and managerial skills. And that is of great value to business owners out there. So, yeah, Ruth, you know me, I talk a lot, but I'm just so encouraged to hear again that, you too came to this program because of, you heard from another certified OBM in the UK. So for me, Ruth, I am thrilled you did the program with me. Of course I am. But why did you choose to do the program with Thrive OBM Academy? Did you have any reservations before signing up to do the program?
I think, I was lucky enough to have kind of that other online business manager, certified online business manager, to chat through the course with and everything. But she also knew of you, so she said, hop on a call with Amanda. And when I did, I just felt really comfortable with you, and I felt that yes, you were the right person to help in this avenue kind of thing. And I just, I liked the feel of the course, and how highly Shelley spoke of it, and doing research, what other people have said about it as well. So it was, sometimes you can make a choice because it feels good rather than kind of necessarily practical, the practicalities of it. I mean, reservations, I think, it would be silly not to say that it is an investment, and, trying to find that investment isn't easy necessarily. But, if it's right for you, I found it. So my husband, he was super supportive, and we found the money, and we paid the investment, and I don't regret 1 second of it. It was really the right thing to do.
I'm so glad you talked about the investment, that the financial side of it. It's one of the first things people want to know, how much is it? And of course, oh my gosh, it's a key part of it, and it's not cheap. It is a big investment, and like I talk about through the program as well. Yes, it's a big investment in money. It's also a big investment in time, because there are what's the word? There's projects to do throughout this. It's a big investment in faith, in me to support you through choosing me to get you through that, but also yourself. Can I do this? Some people feel the pressure of family. What if I let them down? Or there's all kinds of things that go through. It's a big mindset thing. So in terms of investment, there's a lot to it, and I'm glad you did pick up on that. Thank you, Ruth.
Can I just say as well, though, Amanda, in terms of investment, I've done other courses since, not for OBM, just kind of, different streams, different aspects to my business. And, I've spent the same amount of money. And actually, in terms of value, the OBM certification is streets and streets ahead of other courses that I've done that have, of same value. I would, if I was to kind of review the courses that I've done, I would always say I would do that. I'm glad I did that certified OBM one. The others I would have said, I could have probably left them. It's not. It
Yeah.
wasn't kind of, it provided value, but it was definitely that certified OBM that was
Yeah.
really, really, really the best investment I've made to
Yeah.
date.
Oh, that's very, very kind. Of course, I'm a trainer now, and I believe that too. But I said that even before I became a trainer. For me, the best investment, because of course I had to go through the program too. And
Hmm.
for me, it was the continued resources. Oh my gosh, even after certification, there's more resources for you. There
Yeah.
are monthly Q&As there. You can attend, you don't have to attend them, but they're there. There are guest experts who come in and show you all these other things, what's going on in the world, how we can further support our clients. There's even a blooming book club, Ruth, for goodness sake. When Tina Forsyth created this program 15 years ago. Oh my gosh. I've not been with her for 15 years. But when she created this 15 years ago, yeah, she was the first one to do this, put the OBM management in some kind of program, puts order and structure to it. She's the original. And yes, of course, there are others out there now that do it as well. It's like with anything wonderful, people are going to do their own versions of it. They come and they go, and they mostly go. But we're not the only ones out there. But in terms of value, support, resources, community, for me, it absolutely outshines anything else that's out there. So probably a little bit biased now. I'm a trader, to be honest.
No, but I
But
think also, sorry for interrupting you,
it's okay.
but for me, Tina, she doesn't just pay lip service to it.
Mm,
She's not kind of like just filling in a void.
mm,
She has really insightful ideas, or theories, or she just really knows what she's talking about,
mm-hmm.
and is genuinely wanting to share those with the community, and just so helpful.
Yeah.
She's definitely somebody who I completely look up to. And
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
I just find that support afterwards. And she's in the group, answering your questions. She's not kind of like, oh, I'm too important to kind of, get involved, which, is
Yeah.
really, really refreshing as well, because you
Yeah.
do find sometimes that some people who she's the head of the organization,
Mm,
she's somebody special, that
mm-hmm.
they might kind of be a little bit snooty, but there's absolutely none of that with Tina. It's she's
Yeah.
just down there with us, helping
Yeah.
us out.
Yeah, it's very much ongoing. It's long term. Yes, she could have. I imagine Tina could have walked away years ago. Yeah, I've achieved something fantastic, but she is. This means something to her, and she's very and to us trainers as well, who have the privilege of doing this. But yeah, I think she's a bit special. What are your thoughts on how the program itself is delivered? The learning style, as of course, you've got the portal, the weekly sessions, the one-to-ones, all that stuff. Tell us your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I found them really, really useful. I really, really loved how we there was a module that dropped, so we were able to kind of watch that in our own time, because sometimes it can be really busy and you don't get to do it immediately, or you might have to do it of an evening or whatever. So being able to do that in our own time, and go back and review it, was really, really useful for me. And then obviously we had our weekly catch ups with the group, which was so wonderful, because I think we were able to just chat about any kind of issues that, or not issues that we're having, but questions that we might
Mm.
have. And I really felt that you were so helpful, even when we thought like, oh, this question is just such a stupid question, but I felt
Yeah.
able that there was no kind of stupid questions. And I think we all, our little group was such a lovely group of aspiring OBMs,
Mm.
and we got on really, really well, and bounced kind of things off of each other, and it was just really collaborative. And yeah, I really look forward to them, and I felt so kind of almost bereft when they finished. It's like, oh, those are our
Yeah.
evening catch ups. But yeah,
Mm.
it really was, for me, it was really helpful. It's one thing kind of obviously having the information delivered. They were
Mm-hmm.
really great modules, the videos
Mm-hmm.
themselves, and I still, every so often I'll go back and I'll look at something and go, oh, actually, what how should I tackle this? So having lifetime access to that is fantastic.
Mm.
And but really, it's the weekly kind of sessions that we got together and chatted through the module, asked questions, and things like that. That's where the real value, I think, came from.
Mm. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's because you do, questions come up, and you
Mm.
know this is all, well, not necessarily all new, but a lot of new stuff that we're learning, and we just need to to have the opportunity to kind of think through it and yeah, ask questions on it. So
Yeah. How has the program, doing it with the academy, your peers in that group, how has it impacted your confidence and your skill set?
I mean, it's been absolutely amazing because, you know, like there was parts of the course that I kind of realized, oh, actually I know this already. I've been doing it for the last 20 years, and you kind of forget what you're doing. And
Mm.
and I also was in university, I did hotel management. So, management is management. So there's a lot of it that I kind of like, it was just dredging up that kind of information again and
Yeah.
reminding myself of. But then there were new elements that I haven't necessarily come across. I've done launching in when I was in hotels, but back in the day when we were posting stuff out,
Mm.
not online, and
Mm-hmm.
it's very different now. So
Yeah.
the launching element was just huge for me. I've
Mm-hmm.
taken a client through a big launch, and I just, if I hadn't have done that, certified OBM, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I just wouldn't.
Mm.
Well, I probably would have been, but I
Mm.
would have been piecing it together, and it
Yeah.
might not have been, done properly. But my
Yeah.
client was completely green to launching. She'd never done it before, and I just, there was no point in that journey that I kind of questioned what I was doing. I just felt
Mm.
super confident because we'd done so much training on it, and the
Mm-hmm.
resources that I got out of, the resource center, and obviously what you gave to us in the course was just fantastic. So,
Mm-hmm.
we did an amazing launch.
Mm-hmm.
And it all went really smoothly. Touch wood. I know sometimes it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't, but
Mm-hmm.
it was just from start to finish. It was brilliant. So that
Yeah.
gave me, only for that certified online business manager course, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And just generally, managing the online world, it's just given me so much confidence to be able to do that, to know that I'm giving and supporting my clients in the right way, to giving
That's
them the
it.
right advice, and yeah, and just helping them really. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's something we say actually, as certified OBMs, our role is to make sure the right things get done the right way at the right time by the right people. I sometimes get that order muddled up, but you know what I mean. And you shared as well there. Honestly, there's so much about your journey that I recognize in myself and I hear in others as well. So many common things. And it's that bit again about, our experience and our knowledge aligns more with that certified OBM, with the OBM world. And there's pieces that absolutely will, throughout the program, be familiar. You might even, oh, I know I can do this. I've done this here and I've done this here. There are elements of our past that we bring together. Like, I guess it's like a recipe, different ingredients from different parts. We bring it all together, then with the skills that we learn, and it makes this wonderful, whatever creation it is, a certified OBM. But yeah, absolutely. I love that it can use the skills that you've learned to date, evolve them, concentrate them even more, make them even better. And woof, we have a Ruth. I'd love to know actually what's next for you. Ruth, would it be okay if we share your website? Can
yeah,
we put it on
absolutely.
screen?
Yeah, love
Yeah.
to.
Give me a second. I'll press the magic buttons. There we go. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Oh, that is gore. I'm so proud of this. Ruth, just to say as well, you might not know this, but can you remember when you were a student, we'd often show examples of other certified
Mhm.
OBM's websites? Yeah. I
Yeah.
also I show yours as well now these
Oh,
days. I
wow.
do. I do. I'm so proud of you as and who you are, what you've done, and the drive and determination. It's not just your website is beautiful, but I'm very, very, very proud of what you've achieved. So yeah, I share this website with students too. So yeah, I'd love to. It's share the website domain with us.
So it's www.ruthdietrich.co.uk,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so I've kind of, I started off when after I was one of the very, very lucky ones
Mm-hmm.
to land a client before I certified.
Yeah. Very,
And,
yeah.
I just, I think at the time I kind of, I was just, whoa, this is like, overwhelming and everything. But, it was absolutely amazing. And,
Hmm.
I was so, so lucky to do that. And
Yeah.
it really started me on my journey of, how I wanted my OBM, certified OBM role to look like.
Hmm.
So I think when I started off, I was like, "Yay, I'm a certified OBM, and I this is what I do." And I could do so many things.
Yeah.
I can do launching, I can do, just general people management. I can do
Hmm.
systems. I can do everything. You tell me what you need, I can do it.
Yes.
And but I kind of found that as I was going to networking and just chatting with people, that kind of got a bit overwhelming for people.
Yeah.
That like I can do everything doesn't really kind of talk to people enough to for them to go like, oh, they're like, oh, that's amazing, yes, I'll keep you in mind. But
Hmm.
because it's not specific enough, they don't kind of necessarily think, oh, Ruth can solve this problem.
Yeah.
So I kind of, I'm now in that position where I've niched quite a bit.
Hmm.
And I also found in my journey that, whereas I love doing everything, I particularly love and I feel really comfortable in that kind of systems and tech kind of element, helping people build their systems, helping them make choices, of what systems are the best, offering that
Hmm.
advice, then
Yeah.
helping them build them in the proper way.
Oh,
And
love
then,
that.
that kind of help leads on to helping them use them. And, once you kind of get that your foot in the door with, I can help you with this one specific thing, then they kind of start opening up about what other issues they have. You can then kind of go, oh, actually, yeah, no, but
Actually,
I
yeah.
can help you with that too, and I can help you with that too. And that kind of builds up to that kind of online business management level,
Yeah.
overall level. So
Yeah.
yeah, so you'll see kind of on my website, I've kind of like gone down a little bit more of that business systems and tech strategist,
Hmm.
just to kind of be a little bit more of this is what this is what I do in the tin. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm still really proud to call myself a certified online business manager, and I still
Yeah.
use that everywhere, and
Yeah.
that's still really an important part of who I am.
Yeah, it's in our messaging. You have found that just because we can do so many things doesn't mean that we should. And often in our exuberance to get out there and go, I'm a certified OBM. And like me, I got clients before I became a certified OBM as well, before I'd finished the program. You're right, it doesn't happen for everybody.
Mhm.
It's a very lucky few, but you and a number of my students have done. Um, but it's this feeling of I can do so much and blah, blah. But it can, when you're getting that messaging out to, well, you're trying to get that messaging out to get to find your ideal client, it can become confused. They just want to hear what they need. And so you've got to be very, very careful with the messaging that you put out. And it sounds to
Yeah,
me that you have found little areas that you really, really enjoy doing.
yeah,
And like you
exactly.
said, when you do those bits, that when they have, oh, I need help with this, who are they gonna call? It's
Yeah,
gonna be Ruth. And I
exactly.
love that. That's really encouraging to hear that you found your way that way. Absolutely, I love that, and it's something I'll share with the other students as well, Ruth. Um, Probably final question for me would be, what would you say to someone who is considering this program but still on the fence?
I would say, you know, do it. It's not. I know it's sometimes it's
Dealer.
it's as black and white as that. It's not, even if you don't ever end up being an online business manager, or you realize that actually it wasn't for you, it still gives you amazing skills.
Yeah.
It doesn't it as you, as I said, it teaches you different elements of online business management. So we do launching, we did systems, um we did
Hmm.
people management, we did planning, you know like you will use, if you, as long as you run your own business, you will use these
Yeah.
skills in your own business, never mind for somebody else.
Yeah.
If you want to, I think if you want to up level and you want to help clients, um, not just by doing, but by advising and supporting. And I
Yeah.
think more and more clients need more support these days rather than, there's a lot of people go, oh, yes, no, a lot of clients I've met go, oh, well, I've got a VA, that's done and dusted kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, the VA is a doer. They're not and they are supportive, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't give you that kind of management support that a lot of people need.
Mm-hmm.
Most business owners aren't managers. They've come from corporate, or they've come from a different industry. They've set up their business. They don't actually know how to run a business themselves. They know they're an expert, they're a coach or whatever. They're an expert in their field, but they don't really know much about running a business. They need that kind of management to support
Mm-hmm.
to guide them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say if you're on the fence and you think that this that you want to up level your client support, then do it. I don't
Yeah.
think I can't imagine anybody regretting doing this.
There's
Um,
so many different routes you can go, and it's when when you were sharing there, I'm reminded of two graduates now actually, who, while they started the program with a view to becoming certified, no, one started the program with a view to becoming a certified OBM. The other one started the program with a view to hey, I'm gonna build a whole different, I'm gonna build a business, but I am not a business person. I'm gonna use the skills I learn here to help me build this business. The other person who thought she was going to be a certified OBM actually then went on, and I'm pretty sure it's a cleaning agency she's building at the moment. She's using her skills from it to then just all the launch skills, all the people, the team management, everything to
yeah,
pull together. Absolutely, so many roads you can go down. And yes, while you have the certified OBM accreditation, that is one role you could absolutely do. Some people evolve, some people niche like you,
hmm
and there's other people out there. There's a US person I'm thinking of at the moment actually has become global ClickUp support and doing so well. That's her business currently.
hmm
There's another one whose business is only launching. Oh my gosh, the opportunity. So yeah, absolutely. And me, I became a trainer, It was this big passion that, more people in the UK and EU, that is, more people outside of the US, need to know about this and the opportunities that are there for people like us with our background. Ruth, I will be putting on here your socials and your website for anybody who wants to get in touch.
yeah,
Um,
lovely.
but for me, massive, massive, massive thank you so much for sharing today.
Thank you, Amanda, and thank you. My experience of working with you has been fantastic, and as I say, I miss it. And I love that. I do. I have. It's been a while since I popped onto your weekly
Mm-hmm.
calls, but I
Mm-hmm.
will hop on again just to
Oh,
have a chat. And it's nice meeting others on that
yeah.
journey as well. And just if there's any advice or they need help or support, I'm always happy to have a chat.
That's very, very kind. Thank you, Ruth. So, thanks again to Ruth. It's been an absolute joy hearing about Ruth's journey. I know her story is going to resonate with so many people who are considering making the leap into the OBM world. Before we wrap up, just to remind you, check the comments and details below where I'm going to put all of Ruth's details where you can follow her. And to everyone watching, if you're feeling inspired or even OBM curious, I'd love to hear from you. So, like Ruth, it's not just about learning the skills, it's about growing in confidence, making connections, building a business you love. So, thanks again to Ruth. If you want to get in touch, it's support at Thrive OBM Academy. Hope to see you there. Bye for now.